ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another brick in the mall. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day, because I am certainly excited to be back here at the mall where things are going relatively well. It is the beginning of day 69, and like I said, things are going pretty well, except for the obnoxiously big local shop. There are some problems. A few of you in the comments have been highlighting those problems, and I guess we're gonna fix those today. So, problem number one is that the storage area is nowhere near big enough. Now, I know that. I know that the storage area is very small. I had to cut down in storage space because we had to extend the building a little bit or the room a little bit to get more checkout counters. On top of that, we don't have enough stock clerks. So we're going to change that today. We're going to go to OBLS, and we're going to change all of the stock clerks we have at the moment to come in at 4 in the morning. Every single one of them. Just 4 in the morning, right about there. Then we're going to hire 3 more. We're going to go for Freddie Blackburn. We're going to go for, let's see, Chloe Marshall. And we're also going to go for Carol Wolf. And they're all going to start, let's see, 4 in the morning. I guess, noon, possibly? I guess you can all start, no, you start at, no, why are you starting at 6? You're supposed to start at 4. No, you don't start at 4, you start at noon, I think. When is it I want these guys to start? Noon. Yeah, noon is perfect. So we have a bunch of stock clerks that are ready to go to work and ready to keep those shelves stocked. Now, obviously, we need a bigger storage area to do that. And what I'm thinking is, on one hand, we could totally go ahead and totally get ourselves a bigger storage area by getting a loan and building a giant space for it. What I'm thinking, though, is that, I mean, if we look at our money up here, we just passed the 19,000 mark. We're real close to getting 20,000. Oh, well, oh, that's painful. That is painfully close to 20,000. That is a new high, though. $19,497 in one day is the most we have ever had. That's a pretty big deal. So, what I'd like to do is I'd like to come in here. I'd like to remove some of the road work that we have. I want to get rid of all of this. And what I'd like to do is extend the back of this building down a little bit. Now, to do that is obviously going to be a little bit expensive. We do technically have the money to do that, which would be a sizable upgrade. So I'm thinking we're going to do that. Now, or even that, something a bit cheaper. Just something that's going to give us what we need, which is more storage for this area. We're going to go for that. We're also going to go and remove walls and objects. We're going to get rid of those as well. So that's going to be built up, and that's going to be enough space for more storage, which is obviously very exciting. Now, if I know the storage in this game, I know it will only be a single row of boxes across the middle here, but that's completely fine. That really isn't much of a big deal. So what we'll do is... Actually, I wonder if I was to put a pillar there and there... I'm curious to see if this will do what I think it's going to do, because storage is always one tile away from walls, right? So if I extend this down like that, and over like that, and over like that, obviously we do need to get some doors in the sides of this as well, but I'm curious to see if it's going to go ahead and do what I want it to do, which is always have the boxes one tile away from those walls. I'm really curious to see if that'll happen. I also want to go to manage. I want to go to OBLS storage and say that I always want it to be completely full. So we'll see what happens with that, because if it does, then it means that my staff are going to be able to get around this area a little bit easier. But again, we're going to just wait and see what happens with it. It is going to take a little bit to fill this place up. Especially since we do only have the one loading zone over here. We're going to want to get a few more of those and they go, oh, hello. They seem to be, placing it on the wall. in a very interesting way. Although it does seem like it is working. It is letting them get through there, so... Even though this is pretty weird looking, I'll take it. I'm not entirely convinced that we are, oh my god, we've got over $20,000 today. How did this happen? How are we making so much money all of a sudden? 21,129. That means we've had over $20,000 in one day. We're gonna be getting that $10,000 bonus. Not bad. We need to make $50,000 in one day now, though, so that's gonna take a while. But this is looking pretty good. It's gonna come up to 4 a.m., and I'm sincerely hoping that my stock clerks are gonna have enough time to stock all of those shelves and actually stock them well. That's something else that they are gonna need to do. I guess we'll find out. I'm also thinking I might change this area up a little bit. I'm thinking we could, maybe go ahead and... Let's see, if I go to build and I go to road work and I do a road, I want to put a bit of road there. Because I like the idea of having a few more drop-off areas. We could actually bring that road over even further if we really wanted to. Not that I really want to, but it's definitely an option. Let's do garbage pickup. Not at the end there. Let's do a couple of loading zones there. Let me remove road work from there. And let me add road work to there. Oh, I just added a loading zone. That's exactly what I didn't want to do. Remove that and add a road. So that's going to go right there. And here's hoping that's going to do some good stuff for us. So there we go. We probably also want to get rid of this a little bit. So remove that and add in some staff-only parking, I guess. We might as well get that in there. Lets my staff park behind where they work a little bit more. And having a look at this, it does look like OBLS is more or less fully stocked. Doesn't look like it's having too many troubles, which is beautiful to see. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and leave OBLS and, of course, Beverage Plus, which does use the OBLS storage area. Let's leave those for a second and head up this way, because what I'm thinking is I'd really like to go ahead and get a movie theater with a ticket lobby, obviously, into some of this space. But I'm wondering, can I... It would be really nice if I could... It'd be really nice if I could set up a ticket lobby for something like Big Bowls. Like, is that a thing I can do? If I select Big Bowls... No, it's mandatory. Hold on, if we look at Bowling Alley. Yeah, it needs order counters. I'd really like it if I could set something up where there was like a way to have the ticket lobby for bowling and the theater be the same place. I don't think that's possible. But what I'm realizing is I could potentially go to objects and go to order counter and do the order counters like this for bowling. That might be an idea. Because technically I could get a couple of order counters in there like that, get 4 of them, then have this area down here be the order space for the theater. And then the theaters could be over here. I mean, that's not a bad idea. At least I like to think that it's not a bad idea. Let's go ahead and remove some walls and objects, get those out of there. I mean, these counters are obviously kind of unnecessary for bowling. I think I'll just stick with the, I'll stick with the 4 of them for the time being, but we don't actually need 4 of them. But let's see what we can do here. If I go to objects again, and I go to order counter, I can get one... I can't really get them in the middle of this, which is kind of annoying, but no, those queues would be overlapping as well. That's a shame. That really is a shame. That could have been so cool. That really could have been so cool, but the queues really can't be overlapping, can they? Because that's going to get so messy so quickly. I was really hoping that would do some cool stuff there. I really, really was. I guess what we'll do is go ahead and throw in these counters again. And we'll just remove those ones. I'm really disappointed by that. Really hoped it would work. Are you guys... If I get rid of those counters, are you guys going to move over here? I do hope so. There's me builder. So you just went home. I feel like that's not... I can't help but feel like that's unnecessary. There were 2 new counters right there, but sure, you guys do you. At least the bowling alley's still technically open. Someone's working in there. I guess I'm gonna just have to set up a separate area for it. For the theater. And in a way, I guess that's okay, because eventually we are gonna have that one giant building that I constantly talk about. So where exactly am I gonna put a movie theater? I could put it down here, but I do like the idea of it being beside the bowling alley. So let me remove some road work from there. And let me remove that bus stop as well. And then let's just start extending this area a little bit. Because I'm definitely thinking that's a thing we can do. I've just put a bunch of staff-only parking. For God's sake, I keep clicking roadwork. Here's what I do. I click roadwork, and my brain immediately says that's a road. But I keep forgetting to actually click to say that I want to make actual roads and not just like staff-only parking or something. I keep doing that, and it's really, really annoying. Oh, well, it doesn't really matter. This is all getting done quite nicely down here. What challenge have we just done? Oh, we made 50,000 total sales. Not bad. That is not bad at all. Get me a bit of customer parking in there. Get me a bit of customer parking just in there as well. And a bit of customer parking up there too. So how long is this area? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6, right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 is the vertical one. So that goes like that. So we're gonna just get another giant section of parking over here. And then the movie theater can sort of go up here. And again, eventually this is all going to be torn apart. I've said it loads of times. You're probably sick of hearing it. But eventually this is all going to be torn apart. And I am going to turn it into one giant building. I'm actually looking at this and thinking that it would maybe be an idea to try and sort of turn all this into one structure up here. But OBLS is in such a good spot that's going to be really difficult to do that. So we're just going to go with my fairly amateur hour attempt at making a mole here. It's obviously not the best mole yet, but it will be one day. Oh, it will be. I'm also thinking I'd like to maybe go ahead and remove customer parking from that little spot up there, because I think we could probably get a really nice bus up at that end. Also, another thing I want to do is go to the maintenance center, go to staff, and I want to get all my builders working a little differently. So 0, 8, 16. So we're going to go for you, and you're going to start work at 0, so midnight. We're going to go for you, and you're going to start work at 8. And we're going to go for you, and you're going to start work at 4. So we're going to have 2 builders at all times throughout the day to make things a little bit easier. Let me also just close those up so we don't have those notifications down there. But customer parking along there and along there. And that's hopefully going to do good stuff. Now that that's gone, we can also throw the bus stop into that spot. And I do hope that more people will use the buses. I have a funny feeling that not having that second bus stop might have hurt our sales a little bit today. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be built fairly soon. Pretty sure the builders are on. There they go. Alright, so the new bus stop's in. It's at the top part of the complex. I don't know what I don't necessarily feel comfortable calling this a mole, because it's not really a mole. But it's something. That's what it is. It is something. Oh boy. Is anyone using... Yeah, there's a few people using it. Not bad. Another 16,000 today. The highest is still 21,066, which is just ridiculous money. But I'm not complaining. Like, 16,000 is still not bad. So we're currently sitting on $69,751. I'm wondering if that's going to be enough to go in here and get myself something like this. A little 6x9 space, 10,000, a little bit expensive, but that could be the lobby for a movie theater. Obviously, it's not big enough, though, because of hills and stuff, which is actually slightly disappointing. So it would have to be a bit longer. Not massively longer. I think I'll just go like that in terms of length. And then the movie theater itself can be back here. It's going to be a little, like, single screen, tiny little movie theater until there's, like, huge demand for it or something. But if we go to objects, we can go to double door. Can we get that in the middle? We totally can. So a double door right there in the middle. The order counters, I don't know where to throw them, really. I could put the order counters up there if I wanted to. I could get a bunch of order counters if I really wanted to. Max queue size of 5, though, is not really something I want. So let's just put the order counters on that side, sort of opposite those ones. Then we'll go to objects. We'll go and put another double door up there. And then the theater itself is going to go back here. And it doesn't need to be enormous. That's for sure. With this being like a little one-screen theater, really we could get away with something like that. But I think I'll go, yeah, little 11 by 11 space there. Should be totally fine. So we'll get that built. And what we're going to need to do is go back to objects. We do need to get ourselves a movie projector, which is going to be difficult to place, but sure. We'll throw the projectors like that. We'll get one of them. I was about to place another one, then I realized just how expensive they are, so we are not going to be placing more of those. Let's get a couple of seats like this on either side. We're going to put a second projector here at some point, but not immediately. Then we'll do a few seats like this. I guess we could take them right up to the walls, couldn't we? And that should be fine. Then we'll get a few more. And then I think that's gonna be our theater. And that's not bad. You know, that's what? 4, 8, 16, 19, 22? 22 seats in the theater. That'll do the job. Let's go ahead then and assign it. So this is the theater itself. And this is the ticket lobby. We're going to need to manage that ticket lobby. By the way, if you're new around here, you can submit names and suggestions for names and all that stuff in the comments. So if you want to name this movie theater, go for it. But for this lobby, let's hire you, Matthew McLaughlin. Lachlan. Yeah, Lachlan. That's fine. We'll hire you. That was a proper, like, Celtic Lachlan. I put the proper in there. That was good. Good job, me. Right, so this place opens at 9. That's fine. Yeah, you know what? That's all we need. Let's go to movie theater 14. We're going to assign the lobby. And it's not functional. So we have one person working in this movie theater. Which is totally fine by me. Because I don't necessarily know how busy this thing's going to be immediately. So I don't want to hire 2 people to work here if we don't need 2 people to work here. So the theater opens at 9, closes at 5. It's a little, you know, it's a little 9 to 5, like it's the, you know what? I'm going to veto the names on the theater. We're going to rename this to the, we're going to name it, McLaughlin, Laughlin, I think is what it was. McLaughlin, there we go. Movie house. And I can't copy and paste that, so I'm going to have to type that again. So, and then this is going to be McLaughlin, McLaughlin Movie House Lobby. So that's the lobby. Then the movie house itself is going to have a screen etched S1. Screen 1 is what that's going to be. There we go. So it's the McLaughlin Movie House. I'm having more fun saying that than I should be. I'm not ashamed to admit that. So you're queuing up for the movie. Not bad. Literally 2 customers. 2 customers. That's big news. That's, I mean, one of them come in right at the end of the movie just to see the last 20 minutes. I guess they're watching Godzilla or something, which is a good movie. What was it, when did the recent Godzilla movie, whenever that came out, decent movie, but the ending makes it worth it. If you haven't seen it, that's all I'm gonna say. it's a slow movie, and then the end just picks up, takes off, and it's pretty damn good. It does look like the theater's doing okay here. We do have the one dude working it, but I mean, it's about to close as well. He's about to go home, and there's people that are wanting tickets. Yeah, someone didn't get a ticket, but you know what? That's okay. We might get 2 members of staff, depending on how popular that becomes. There's a definite possibility there. As for OBLS, it's working quite nicely. There's a few people that are a little bit angry in the queues, but for the most part, looks like it's doing all right. I do think, though, I'm going to go to Manage. I'm going to go to OBLS. I want to go to Staff, and I do... Hello? What do we have here? That's a stock clerk I've selected. That's fine. So 7 for 8 hours is what a lot of you do. So a lot of 7 till 7 for 8 hours. 7 for 7, 7 for 7, then 3 for 8, 3 for 8, 3 for 8. What are the numbers we have here, though? So 3 for 8 and then 7 for 8. Does anyone come in at that time? No. There's some weird stuff going on there. Either way, I want to hire another cashier. We're gonna go... You're actually terrible. We're gonna go for you, even though you don't have much experience, and you're gonna come in from 7. You're gonna work for 8 hours. And we're gonna hire another one. You're not very good. You're not very good. You're okay. And you're gonna come in... there for 8 hours, and that will fill up the one counter, the one checkout counter that we don't currently have working. So that might help things along a little bit with the obnoxiously big local shop. I'm certainly hoping it does. So customers are leaving because they're hungry and there's no restaurants or the restaurants are full. I guess McDillan's does close. What if we change McDillan's a little bit to open till midnight? Like, what if we close it at midnight instead? So, let's see. You're going to be open for 15 hours. That's fine. So, we need to change up the night staff so that they work a little longer. So, that's 11. So, you're going to work 7 hours. Meaning you finish at midnight, I think. Am I right in that? Yeah. So then you are working for 8 hours, so you also finish at midnight. So then you are working for 7, and you are also working for 7. That's fine. So they all finish at midnight. The cooks are finishing at midnight, and that's probably fine the way we have it, just the one cook taking us up to midnight. So McDillan's is not going to be open the longest out of all of our shops, which is actually completely fine by me, because it means there's a few more opportunities there for people to get some food, get some noms before they head home, you know, doing those late night shops. I've done plenty of them, by the way. Late night shopping is actually really good because most of the stores are empty. There's a store near me, opens from like 8 until midnight, and it's great. I've been in there when I used to work out of an office in town. A lot of you probably don't know. So about a year ago, I moved all of my YouTube operation into an office building in my town. I didn't move it into the building. I rented an office in an office building and moved all my YouTube stuff there because I wanted to separate home from YouTube. I wanted to be able to like leave work and go home and relax. What wound up happening is I spent most of my day, all day, every day, and some nights in that office. So there were plenty of opportunities where it'd be like, it's like 11:30, the store closes in 30 minutes, let's go. And it was great. It was really good, like going in there, because you've got all like the discounted stuff that they can't sell tomorrow, and it's all good food. It's just, it's really cheap snacks and stuff like that. It's so good. Also, the movie theater, definitely gonna need to get someone else in there. So McLaughlin's, but that's probably disgusting to listen to, isn't it? That's probably the lead. Like, I'm finding it funny. I have to imagine most of you are like, ugh, ugh. Right. So we'll get a second person to come into McLaughlin's. No, that's not fun though. It's not fun saying it normally. We'll get another person to work in there tomorrow. It's still owned by Matthew McLaughlin. But yeah, why is he still in there? Oh no, I know. I saw the light go off in there, and for a second I was like, why is he still in there? It's closed. It's not closed. It is now closed. But that's pretty cool. Is the movie theater actually making money? It is actually 68%. I guess there is like, it's minimal salaries, minimal maintenance, and it's mostly profit, isn't it? So that's fair enough. We could absolutely get another screen if we really wanted to. I don't think we need it though. Definitely an option. Big Bowl's only getting a 10% profit margin there. That's kind of disappointing. Let me have a little look at something. So today we had one customer leave who won't come back tomorrow. That's a bit disappointing. Not entirely happy about that. What's the general profit margin on all of my shops? So McDillen's is 67%. OBLS, 57%. Although the profit per day is 4,000. McDillen's is getting 2,500 per day. Rural Outfitters is 92% with a net profit of 7,500 per day. Nerdsoft Store, 8,500 per day with a 93% profit margin. The Appliance Shop is only getting 924 per day with a 72% profit margin. How many people shop there per day then? That doesn't seem like much. Then the profit margin in Beverage Plus is 1%. Why is Beverage Plus not doing well anymore? It does look like a lot of the shelves in there aren't actually stacked, but I have to imagine it's not that hard to stack that place up a little bit. That's kind of worrying. I'm not entirely happy that that place isn't doing very well. And you know what? Looking at it, it's entirely possible those shelves, yeah, they're not actually stacked properly because this guy has to go so far away to get there. That's a bit disappointing. We might have to look into that. Bit disappointing and a bit weird. But I'll tell you what I want to do. I actually do want to expand McLaughlin's a little bit. So, what is this? This is a 12 by 12 space. So we want to pause. We want to go 12 by 12. And we want to keep that wall. And we probably just want to get like a little corridor in here. So something like that, I guess. Should be totally fine. So we'll get that built. I can actually go and put some walls in there immediately as well, which is going to be nice. So we'll do that. That's going to get built, and that's going to be screen 2, which I sincerely hope encourages people to, encourages more people to come over to the theater. That would be really nice, but we shall see. Let me go to objects. Let me go to double door, throw it right in the middle, and get myself another... We could get more seats in this one as well. But does anyone really want to be right down the front of the theater like that? I don't know. They might. I mean, there's not that many people coming in here anyway, but we'll see. We'll do screen 2 first before deciding to get like bigger screens or more seats and all the screens at some point. I want to see if having this like second screen is gonna be a good way to get more people into the theater. We'll also put the projector on this side this time. And what we can do is go to assign, go to movie theater, and assign that. We want to go to ticket lobby and extend this. And the job's done. So screen 2 is in, but there's been an interesting complaint. Rural Outfitters has a full queue. And now Rural Outfitters is actually one of the most popular stores we have, so I want to go to this and I want to fix this problem. Rural Outfitters actually has got 4 cashiers. Why are there not 4 people working there, though? I feel like some of these cashiers have never actually come to work. What time does this place even close? So it opens at 9 and it closes at 9. That's fine. So you start at 9. You're going to work for 7 hours, which is fine. And you are going to start a little bit later, like that, and you're going to work a little bit less. So that'll hopefully help things a little bit. That'll hopefully encourage this place to have 2 people working the tills. I don't like seeing that place had a full queue because it is super busy. And it does mean that actually no one left today and won't come back tomorrow. Beautiful. I'll take it. I'll certainly take it. Let's just look at this. So this is... I'm pretty sure that's working, isn't it? So tomorrow, McLaughlin's movie house is using its second screen for the first time. Which is actually kind of exciting, because that might pull in more customers. And if it does, that seems like it's just going to be nothing but profit. That would make sense anyway, like nothing but profit because you're just showing the movie. Now what can I do here? I could put a fountain in there. I could put some ATMs in there if I really wanted to. I think I'll put an ATM up there. And we could put a water dispenser. No, we'll not do that. We'll do a trash can up there. We could do an arcade cabinet as well. Vending machine. Let's do a vending machine. And yeah, that seems fine. Can I get some floors in there, though? That's the real question. If I do fill, 4,600, not a bad price. What about the red in there? 5,000, 5,000, that's fine. Let's do wood in there as well, and then let me draw some wood through there, and some wood through there, and there, just like this, and then bring this sort of around... like that. I know that's unnecessary. And I know that's much more like what you'd see at like a stage or something rather than a movie theater. But I think it looks interesting. I think it looks kind of nice. So we're going to stick with that. Now, McLaughlin's is open. Are there many people going to the movies today, though? That's the real question. So you're going to screen 2. That's fine. It definitely looks like the second screen is... It looks like a second screen is needed when you have a lot of customers. It doesn't look like you ever need a second screen when you don't fill up the first one. That's kind of what I'm seeing here. But that's alright. Like, this is future-proofed at this point. That's all we've done. We've just made this place ready for the future. And that's totally fine by me. So, I like it. I like that we have a movie theater. I like that we managed to get 2 challenges done today as well. Now, how much have we got left in these loans to pay off? That's my question. 94,115. You know, we could probably save up for a couple of days and pay off the 94,000 loan. I mean, if we saved up for another couple of days, we'd be able to pay off the other one as well, but it's definitely very tempting to, sit for a couple of days and pay off that loan so we can make a bit more money every day. It's also very tempting to connect up the rest of the roads, because at this point I think we have all the research, so technically I can just run a road around the entire map and connect to all of them. The problem, of course, is that would bring in, well, a lot of people, but I'm fairly convinced when I say that I don't think we'd be able to accommodate all of those people. Even though it would be nice to have 500 customers on site at one time, we struggle when it gets up to like 250. So, yeah, maybe we don't want 500 customers on site at one time. We also don't have the parking space to accommodate 500 customers on site at any one time. So, yeah, we're probably not gonna be doing that for a while. But ladies and gentlemen, I actually reckon I'm going to leave it there for today. We managed to fix the problem with the obnoxiously big local shop. Beverage Plus is going to have to be the next project. I'm not really sure what to do about it though. What I might do is split it into 2 different stores. Have one of them be a wine store, one of them be a liquor store, and then move all of the other drinks back into OBLS so that we can get some tier 3 stuff going. The problem is if I move all those drinks back into OBLS, we're left in a situation where we don't get any tier 2 stuff on like bottled water or juice. And if we have a look at the needs, I mean, movie demand is pretty high, but we're getting there with it. Liquor, we're doing really well with tier 2 stuff. I'm actually curious, if we look at candies, we are actually getting some tier 2 stuff on all of the foods as well. because I'm pretty sure the drinks, the foods that we're selling in here outnumber the drinks that we're selling. So we're getting a lot of tier 2 stuff across the board. So maybe a better idea would be to go ahead and split. I don't know, maybe it'd be a better idea to just build some new stores rather than getting rid of the old ones. Because we would get rid of a lot of tier 2 stuff on this and not really gain much, I imagine, from 2 products hitting tier 3. So I don't know. I don't know what we'll do there. There is one thing I'd like to do though, which is go to build just before we wrap things up. Go to build, go to objects, go to fridges. And I want to get 3 rows of fridges just in here. Because we do need them. Because we're not currently selling any ice cream. So we're going to go ahead and get some ice cream into those fridges. We're also not selling any frozen veg. So we're going to get some frozen vegetables into those fridges. And the same with frozen pizzas. We're not selling any frozen pizzas, and we've got to get those frozen pizzas. I'm not a big fan of frozen pizzas, but some people are, and they're also really convenient, so getting those in there definitely seems like a good idea. Also seems like it might be an idea to open this theater a little bit longer than it's currently open. So, let's give that a shot. Let's go to the lobby, and let's say it's going to open at 9, but it's going to stay open for 12 hours. So it also closes at 9. Then your starting hour is going to be a little bit later, Mr. McLaughlin. You are going to finish there. And that should be fine. So that should do some good stuff for the theater. More customers during the day and all that stuff. If we have a little look at the theater, it is on a 68% profit margin still. Doesn't make that much money, but it's... I imagine it's probably difficult to lose money on a movie theater. Not guaranteeing it, but I imagine that might be the case. Either way, ladies and gents, gonna leave it there for today. A fairly successful, maybe a very successful day here at the mall. Hopefully, tomorrow is gonna be just as successful. We're certainly gonna find out. But with that in mind, thank you kindly for watching. This has been another Brick in the Mall Part 10. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!